Yep. And by the way, this is something I cannot believe, and I'm in shock in all the years, and I'm nearly 60. I live on this earth. Look at that. Police force is so bad. Look at that. Young guy tries to get people to attack me on camera. Got a broken ankle and a broken foot. On camera, the police haven't arrested him. Then I had one of my neighbours who was a Bible basher, right? He said, "Oh, do you want to lift home from Coles, Joe?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I thought, normally he's a really horrible person. His mum used to come up crying because he bashed her and she's dead, right? And I'd be doing an investigation if I was the police because it was trauma to the head. He said she had something wrong with her head. Now, what he did to me was shocking. And apparently the neighbours across the street, I'm only 4 foot something. She's shorter than me, and she said that he yelled out effing slut and everything. So he goes around bullying little short women. Well, they put something across the street, right, to test out walkie-talkies, and I heard him really badly bashing the hell out of his wife, and he said also his child. So he just beats up on women and kids. And then he goes on about the Bible. He has the Bible out in his balcony. He goes on about God, the church and everything, and he goes around beating the shit out of women. So anyway, I couldn't believe what happened. He goes, "Can you buy me food?" I'm like, "Am I your ATM machine, mate?" And he's a high income earner, and he rents out a bedroom. He earns probably about $2,500, right? So anyway, the last time he lodged money off me, he didn't pay me back, and then he was at my house going, "Oh, help you mow, blah, blah." I'm like, what a really sweet neighbour. Proceeds to steal a computer off me, and then he denies it. He says, "I got money," right? Then he ends up doing something really, really nasty, right? He gives me a lift home and goes on about God and being baptised. Takes me in the house, says to watch a religious movie. 5 seconds later, I'm sitting in the dark. I brought him 2 loaves of bread, butter, and $15 petrol, and then I said, "That's it, sitting in the dark." I said, "I'm leaving. You treat people like shit. That's why you'll never have a girlfriend." I text him ever, because no one will put up with being abused. So I go to get the food that I bought him, and he proceeds to charge at me and grabs me by the hair, lifts me off the ground. He's 3 times taller than me, tries to strangle me while he's levitating me off the ground by my hair, throws me around the kitchen. I'm on the phone with the police going, "Help me, help me, help me." Goes out and has a smoke and real casually, comes back in and starts bashing the shit out of me again and trying to choke me to death. So anyway, I ran outside, and as I ran outside, he grabbed me by the throat and tried to strangle me for about 10 minutes, and I couldn't speak. I lost my breath because he actually nearly snapped my neck, and the police were on the phone. They heard it. They heard me breathing, and like, right, and then he proceeds to rip the phone off me. I still had a hold of it. Then he gets behind me and tells me to go down the stairs so he can push me flying. Yeah, so he's a woman basher, and the police haven't arrested him, and that's 10 years jail minimum because he tried to choke me while I was on the phone, and I can't fake that. I can't fake someone trying to choke me to death and not, why would someone ring up the police for like 45 minutes, screaming for help? But I didn't know where he lived because I didn't want anything to do with him because he's really, really horrible. And yeah, he's about 6 foot tall, wears a hat all the time, and says he goes back to the church and he's got buck teeth. Yeah, and yeah, so yeah, he tried to kill me, and Toronto and Newcastle police refused to arrest him. And that I can die too with these injuries. I nearly choked to death for nearly an hour and a broken ankle foot, and the police at Newcastle haven't even bothered to arrest. And then I was actually assaulted on camera too, again, pushed everywhere on crutches, and the police didn't arrest him neither. They wouldn't even get the video footage.